Niko House is absolutely on fire. Niko House is now Joe Biden hates black people at Niko CSFB. 1 hour ago, was it something I said he posted? So David Doel was on the right side. It seems like, is he going to, introduce some logic to TYT, or is TYT going to envelope David Doel into the elite crowd and then get him kind of like pull a Sam Cedar, Emma Vigilant, right? I don't know if you noticed it, but Emma Vigilant is, basically taking Sam Cedar's fights away from him. So, she's hating all the same people that Sam Cedar hates. And she just got the morning show, the noon show. She hosted the morning show at noon. So she's got the gig. She's in there for good. So, she's got a good, little job there to go ahead and, I guess, hate on Dave Rubin and hate on Jimmy Dore and hate on who else, Sam Cedar hates. Now, Niko House is talking about, was it something I said on David Doel? Now, David Doel is in between those two spots, right? I can see David Doel, being groupthink and going along with the neoliberal crowd and then say, well, I was for it, but then, the way they presented it, and he couldn't just totally back off. He was on the right side because he knew it was a good idea. So hopefully he, drop some logic on TYT, and TYT listens. Was it something I said? David Doel blocked Niko House. Was it something I said? Well, he said Niko House had put a meme up, and it's got David Doel's face on it. It says, I just want to do neo-progressive shit with my CIA friends, and there's like a person with a snake around his neck, and David Doel's face. I just want to do neo-progressive shit with my CIA friends, man. I don't know what the reference is, but it cracks me up. Because it's just like, I just want to be with my neoliberal right-wing, talking point, protect the establishment, protect the rich and establishment friends. And then he says, man, shut your ass up. Shut your ass. So that's probably why David Doel had blocked him, because, Niko House told him to shut your ass up. And David Doel, I put, he says, you're pathetic to just, I guess, everybody on Twitter. And I wonder if he blocked me too, because I said he was pathetic. And it says, I guess, let's see here. I unfollowed him. Okay, so he was okay with it, or maybe can you kick people off? You're not allowed to follow me. You'll have to come back again if you ever want. Now, I guess, I was like, I don't want to read that shit. Motherfucker's got literal contempt for people that read his tweets. I want people that, are tweeting to me because they want to hear, or they want me to read what they're saying. They want me to hear what they got to say. So, what am I talking about now? You have this Bad Faith podcast. That's what it's called, Bad Faith. Brianna Joy Gray and Virgil Texas. So Brianna Joy Gray and Virgil Texas run a podcast called Bad Faith, and they were talking about the women's right to vote. And there's a couple times that, okay, so let's just jump in. Let's just jump into it. Man, let's just jump into it.
For all. And I don't know any other plan. I can't control the media. I can't get on MSNBC. But what we can do is use this moment where 14 million people have been kicked off their health insurance, popularity for Medicare for All is at an all-time high, and we have some of the most popular figures in the House who ostensibly support our political agenda. Who could, in this moment, fell the most powerful and one of the least liked members of the House, and Nancy Pelosi, who 3/4 of Americans think should step down, and exploit bipartisan dislike of this woman to draw attention to the fact that she has been presiding over a House, over a chamber that has been ignoring the needs of its constituents, Democrats and Republican voters alike.
There's a lot I want to say in response to that. First of all,
sorry.
I just want to offer an olive branch to the people who don't agree with us for a second, because I do think that on the merits of the argument, a lot of them can be convinced. And in fact, you're evidence of that because you wrote an article and somebody said...
So I don't know if you caught that, but Brianna Joy Gray is saying that this is the perfect moment. This is the perfect moment.
So the idea is, how do we expose that gulf? How do we create accountability for the Democrats in the House who do not support Medicare for all? And I don't know any other plan. I can't control the media. I can't get on MSNBC. But what we can do is use this moment where 14 million people have been kicked off their health insurance, popularity for Medicare for all is at an all-time high, and we have some of the most popular figures in the House who ostensibly support our political agenda. Who could, in this moment, fell the most powerful and one of the least liked members of the House in Nancy Pelosi, who 3/4 of Americans think should step down, and exploit bipartisan dislike of this woman to draw attention to the fact that she has been presiding over a House, over a chamber, that has been ignoring the needs of its constituents, Democrats and Republican voters alike.
There's a lot I want to say in response to that. First of all,
sorry.
I just want to offer...
Brianna Joy Gray saying that this is the perfect moment, okay? So this is the perfect moment. And then later on, Kyle Kulinski is going to say that public pressure is the only tool that we got. The progressives don't have any power whatsoever. 12, maybe 15 members. I saw somebody had listed a couple, maybe extra. But 12 to 15 progressives, that's all we got is 12 to 15 progressives. So let's see, 12, 20... Here we go. Kyle Kulinski, you're on. Go ahead, Kyle.
If you lose, they go, wow, they were fighting for health care for me in the middle of a pandemic. And the only tool that the left really has is public pressure. That's all we have.
The only one.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez
she has, too.
She has the most Twitter followers of, like, anybody in Congress. The other members of the squad are also wildly popular. Nancy Pelosi is wildly unpopular, okay?
Right.
Nancy Pelosi's power is derived from being a Machiavellian backroom deal cutter. That's where her power comes from, and corporate money, of course. She rose her way the ranks through the party because she sold out the most and because she shook the most hands behind the scenes and made the most connections. You're never going to beat her at that game. Negotiating behind closed doors with them is never going to work. So your only tool is public pressure. So if you use that tool, if you leverage that tool, you'd be surprised how quickly the political reality could change. Something is always incredibly impractical until you make it not impractical through force of will and through fighting for it. And I think probably the most important point, which I have not heard a single good response to, is this. Because underlying the other side's argument is, it's just not the right time. So they think like, well, of course I want Medicare for all. But it's just not the right time, and we need to wait until it's a better time. So my question for them is very simple.
Oh, my gosh.
Give me...
I am totally, okay, so public pressure is the only tool we got. Public pressure, and, I think we got a couple three-point shots with this speakership. So we have a vote. Let's use the power that we got. We can hold the vote. And, okay, we can make it for Medicare for all. We can make it for reparations. We can make it for ending all the wars. We can make it for, you know what? I like the Green New Deal. Medicare for all is part of the Green New Deal. We're asking AOC to get us the Green New Deal. I like that. Way better, because not only is the Green New Deal, it's, a lot about the environment, and they're talking about how we got to do this right now. Remember, AOC is the radical. She's abolish ICE, right? But then she's also voting for the Patriot Act. She doesn't think Edward Snowden, like the greatest fucking guy, like, ever in the history of, man. She's wrong on Edward Snowden, so Miss Radical seems to be tempering with, how much fundamental change we're actually going to get. So let's just go back to the original deal, the Green New Deal. A lot of it's about the environment, but there's also guaranteed jobs. A guaranteed jobs program, that's fucking fantastic. You have, some people want to say that's better than UBI, but whatever. I think, yeah, give it. If a person wants to fucking work and there's no reason for them not to work, what the fuck? Get them working. What the fuck? Instant runoff voting, Green New Deal, IRV, GNB, UBI, M4A. M4A is a part of GNB, okay? So GNB is guaranteed jobs, guaranteed housing, education, and health care. Shit, okay. This is running long, so I think I'll just make it about Niko House and then come back with the women's right to vote. All right, peace.